My name is John Kenney. I'm with Cotney Consulting Group now, but prior to being in Cotney Consulting Group, where I get the background and the expertise in a lot of these fields, because people are like, oh, consultant, how do you know about all this? I was a roofing contractor for 45 years. And then currently, now in the consulting end, I work with roofing contractors on the betterment of their business and other avenues they may need in training and management and operational skills, but still continue to work in the roofing industry. And of course, I get chances like this to work with great people like yourselves and the Roofers Coffee Shop and that, and giving back to that industry so people get that knowledge and what's going on and what can hopefully make their lives a little better. So asbestos is a natural mineral. It is found in the ground. Um, Asbestos is, as we say with a lot of things, is pretty much as old as time. Asbestos actually originally dates back to its earliest uses from Egyptians and Romans, and they actually, believe it or not, used it in clothing for fire protection, and they also used it in the like the doilies that went underneath the candles and the first fires because to help prevent it. That is the main purpose of asbestos. There's two main purposes for asbestos when it was used in roofing. It was used for reinforcement, and what I mean by reinforcement is that's what keeps things from splitting and opening up, because without it, there's no strength. So just think about it like anything else out there, it comes with strength, and then it's used for fire. It has a Class A fire rating, and it's almost impossible to burn through. So that was the two main reasons, and it comes out of the ground in mining, the same as you get any other mineral out of the ground.
Where in a home should homeowners be concerned about asbestos?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. So, as we talked about, or we're going to talk about, if you have a home that was built prior to the 1980s, which you can almost go for 1990 and go under, you probably have asbestos in your home somewhere. So, let's start with the roof. You may still find out there in the marketplace is what they call a pure asbestos roof tile. If you look up at a roof, it's usually kind of might resemble a slate look, but kind of octagonal. Usually looks like that octagonal look, but it's always going to have like that dull sheen unless it's been painted. Looks like a dull faded gray sheen, and sometimes you actually see the asbestos fibers in there. So if you have that type of roof, which there's still many of them on in existence today because they were a very long lasting roof, that's a pure asbestos. Asbestos was also mixed in with shingles. But honestly, fiberglass has been out a very long time, like in the 70s and that. So the fiberglass, again, we're talking about reinforcement, replaced asbestos use in asphalt shingles. Chances are, as a homeowner, you're not going to find an asphalt shingle roof with asbestos in it on your home, only because of the age, right? They haven't used it. More than likely, they haven't probably put asbestos, even though it was possible up to the 80s, but that's still 40 plus years ago, 40, 50 years ago. So the roof may have been tore off, but you do have to be careful what's under the top layer of roof. So you want to make sure you don't have that asbestos tile roof under it because they roofed over it a lot. So that's what you look at. Other than that, it can be in a lot of places. Siding, which we forget about, right? If we have vinyl siding, probably not. But the key is what was covered. If your house was built long enough time ago, it may have been resided. What's under that? So those are the things you want to think about. And it's very similar. Asbestos was used in many siding products in the marketplace. And now, like a lot of people know the term hardy board, we see it out there all the time. That's a cement board. They had boards similar to that were based with the asbestos base on that also could either look like regular clapboard, it can look like shingles, it can look like wood shakes. There's all different ways and ones that were out there. Now, that's mainly on the exterior. Now, the biggest hidden probably danger, I'd say, for homeowners on the interior of their homes. If you have a home that's old enough and you have the type of furnace in the basements that have the pipes in there, more than likely it was wrapped with asbestos. Now, if it was not abated, which abated means you're getting rid of it at some point in time, if they probably sold it past 1990 and you may be the next owner, it may have been abated, but you want to check for those things. They also used it in floor tile.
Wow, it was
So
used everywhere.
it was used everywhere. I will tell you, It was known as the magic mineral. That was one of the things it was known as because it was added in to like a home in the probably the 50s. They actually had asbestos in with the drapes and all the other products that were in the house. Amazing because it was a fireproofing membrane. It was even used in old Christmas ornaments back in the 30s and 40s. So
Wow.
depending on what you have in your attic, you may very possibly have asbestos in your areas. But those are kind of the extremes. So you want to look roof, siding, kind of experiment, see what you got. And then interior, if you're concerned, look for any kind of pipe wrappings that you have over piping that usually goes with a furnace type heating system. And then if you have floors that are the old vinyl type tile, and I know anybody out there that's been in an older home and sees that traditional black and green tiles that are on the floors, they're more than likely pure asbestos tiles because that was the big way they made them.
AskARoofer minisodes are brought to you by AskARoofer.com and RoofersCoffeeShop.com. In each bite-sized episode, we explore everything from basic roof maintenance tips to the latest in roofing technology and sustainability. Whether you're a homeowner, a building owner, or just curious about the craft, these minisodes are packed with valuable insights to help you navigate your roofing projects and home or building ownership with confidence. So stay tuned, solve your roofing puzzles, and let's stay ahead of the curve with AskARoofer minisodes. Go to AskARoofer.com to learn more today.